Alright guys, so a new lot of Season 5 Intel missions have come up, the Sins of the Father. Now, these Intel missions are a little bit harder than the others because it involves you doing the actual stadium Easter egg. I'm going to go through all 6 with you one by one just so you can do them pretty fast, and I'll give you my little tips on how you can do it. As always, if you're new here, make sure you like the video and you subscribe to me, bringing out regular Modern Warfare and Warzone content for you boys. Now, the first Intel mission, like always, is going to say, find a location in the message Ghost has sent you. And if you view this piece of Intel, you're going to see a photo of the prison area. Now, this is in fact on top of the top right side of the castle structure, so make sure you land on the very top here first. Hopefully the plane's not gone directly over it, so you're not going to run into about 50 people. Yeah, this is in fact on the top right side of the castle, so just land up here and it's going to be on the floor. Simply walk up to it, collect it, and that is the first piece of Intel for you. Now, the second piece of Intel is going to say a CCTV near metro exits may have spotted something. And if you open it up, it's going to show you a little piece of paper. I could barely read it, to be honest with you, but at the bottom it says check cameras in and around the metro. Now, straight away I thought the metro stations are, I know where a few are around the map. So the most obvious one is near the airport area, and that's the first one I actually checked. And when you land here, you are going to see these CCTVs either inside the metro and around the buildings outside. The piece of intel is in fact on this camera here, just in front of the actual metro for itself. Simply walk up to this and collect it. Now, just something that I think is really interesting. I've already heard rumors about this and I made a little post about it, but I genuinely think that on Season 6, they're going to open up these metro stations and they're going to involve some sort of like subway, which will go probably all around the map, you know, probably linked to the stadium or something cool like that. And with this intel involving that metro, it just kind of makes it seem more legit that it's actually going to happen. That is the second piece of intel for you, and you can find it right here on the map. Now, the third piece of intel says a shipment was moved from the metro, and if you open the picture up, you're going to see some CCTV footage of the metro, basically where we just got the last piece of intel. Now, this piece of intel was actually quite annoying to find, and finally, after looking for ages, it is in fact in the storage area. Now, you want to be landing exactly where I've gone here. You want to go through this window and then just run directly straight from here, climb on a wooden crate, go over the little mini makeshift bridge, and there is the piece of intel next to the crate. Superstore is a bit crazy with the amount of people that are actually going here, so just be careful when you actually land, but that is the third piece of intel. The fourth piece of intel says the shipment was tracked to the stadium, and if we open up the intel, you're going to see the operator Rose, and it says Signet picked up the chatter near the stadium. It's Z. He's using Atlas trucks to move material. Latest shipment was tracked to the southeast loading area. Shadow is being brought in. Joint operation. We have to find him no matter the cost. So this was kind of hinting to me that this next piece of intel is going to involve the Atlas trucks. So I landed around the stadium area and I was just checking like any of them Atlas trucks. After looking for a while, it is in fact inside one of the Atlas trucks, just outside of the stadium to the bottom right side of it. And that's exactly where you're going to find the next piece of intel. Okay, for the fifth piece of intel, and now guys, I'm going to pre-warn you here, this is going to be quite a harder one to do. It says that the hardware was delivered to Suite 320. Entry requires an access code, and I was a little bit confused here, and I was thinking, what do you actually need an access code for inside this map? And then straight away I just thought, oh, it's inside of the stadium. You need that access code to get inside that suite. But if you open up the piece of intel, you're going to get a shipping manifest that's just going to show you what was actually being delivered. So for this one, I really do suggest you do it in trios. For some reason, I feel like the cards spawn easier in trios, and if you guys are not really familiar on how you actually do the Easter egg, you can click the card above right there and you can go to the video where I'll show you how to actually do it. Now, you're only going to need probably 1 or 2 cards maximum. There is a website that you can go on, which I put in the description, and basically when you get one of the key cards, go inside the room, get the symbols show up on a computer. If 2 symbols show, then you're only going to have to enter around 42 codes, but if 3 symbols show, definitely going to need a second card, because I think if 3 symbols show on a computer, it's like 126 combinations. Don't even bother. You want to either find 2 key cards, which is going to narrow down the numbers for you, or you want to find 1 key card, which is just going to show 2 symbols on a computer. You can go on a website in the description, decode it like that, and, you know, just sit there entering in the codes. I also have a video on all of the keycard locations, which you're going to be able to find on my channel. So if you're really stuck on that, you know, don't hesitate to comment on it and just tell me if you need any help, and I'll try my best for it. So once you actually get inside the suite, you're going to see on the build board, it's going to say that you can collect a piece of intel. And I collected 1, and I thought, just sitting there waiting for the go symbol to pop up, it never popped up. And then I realized you've actually got to collect it on each one of these sort of billboards. You want to go around and make sure you collect every single one. There's 3 that you've got to collect. Wait for the go symbol to show up just to make sure you've actually done it. So don't leave the room until you do. And that is the 5th piece of intel, guys. Now for the last piece of intel, it says there was a broadcast from the parking structure. If you open this up, you're going to get a billboard picture of basically what we just saw inside the Easter egg room in Stadium. And then inside this yellow sticky note, you're going to see that it says the garage and the P2 office start the broadcast. And of course it said that the broadcast was from the parking structure. So I'll put 2 and 2 together, and the last piece of intel is inside the P2 parking lot room. Now I did in fact go and check like the other room, the EL room on the top floor, to see if you could just go in there and use that computer. But no guys, you're going to need to find the P2 card for the parking lot area. So as soon as you find that key card, go to the bottom floor and just simply go up to the computer, and it's going to say collect the intel. Use that, and then that is pretty much going to be the last piece of intel. If you guys are struggling with even finding the key cards, 2 main things I'm going to tell you. First thing is make sure you're doing it in trios. You don't even need a team for it. I was doing this with my other friend, and we were just going into trios without filling it, and we found more luck on the key cards there. The second thing is watching my video where I show you where 13 locations are for the key cards, and you can get a friend. One of you rotate the first floor, one of you rotate the bottom floor, and more or less of the time you're going to find a key card. Just make sure you remember that these will despawn on the 30-second mark before the first gas. So if that happens, quit out, go into another game, and just try and find the key card. But after you do all these, you're going to get one more piece of intel that you can actually view, and it says signal transmission, interrogator, pulse, reply, 1090 millihertz, pulse, executing new sequence complete. So not 100% what this actually means right now. So if any of you kind of know what's going on that signal transmission, I'd love to know. Like, leave a comment on what you think about it. But I did kind of like that they're involved in the metro, and like I said in season 6, there's definitely going to be a metro station being added, and I honestly can't wait for that. But guys, I hope this video helped, and I hope this was easy for you to do. If you have any questions about it, or you're stuck on something, feel free to either comment about it or join my Discord, where you could probably find a group of people who are always trying to do the Easter egg anyway. But guys, that was it for the video. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you later.